Welcome to Toyota Safety Education Program. This program is intended to benefit young school children to understand the road safety discipline. As we are the manufacturer of motor car, we at Toyota are obligated to the society to ensure disciplined driving by the vehicle user and also strict adherence to the traffic rules by the road user. This being a global program implemented across the world, we at Toyota in India extending this education program facilities to all the school children. I expect this TSEP to be very useful to all of you in understanding and appreciating the importance of road discipline, both by the user of motor car and also the general public. I hope you will make use of this educative program effectively by strictly following the road safety rules in your daily life and support the society to reduce the road accident. Hope you will educate your family, friends, relatives, neighbors and other members of the society on road discipline and support us to minimize the road mission.
Every year, there are countless road accidents all over the world. Many people are seriously injured and thousands lose their lives. If only people were more careful, if only everyone followed simple rules, if only we gave importance to road safety.
Road safety is a matter of life and death. Simple do's and don'ts can make roads safer. Accidents can be easily avoided if you're paying attention while on road. And you know, accidents are often caused due to someone's negligence or rashness. We can avoid accidents by following safety regulations. Follow the rules. Let us all be responsible citizens.
Accidents happen for many reasons. For example, a car could be overspeeding. It is extremely common to hear that the driver lost control when he braked. The car skidded and hit a divider and then it overturned. Every road has a safe speed limit, depending on its surface condition and how busy it is. Many other factors such as rain and fog also play a part. So it is foolish and dangerous to ignore safety speed limits. Remember, these limits have been imposed after careful thought has been given to these various factors. Accidents also happen because of carelessness. Pedestrians too should be careful. Look both ways before you cross the road, even on a one-way lane, because others may not be following the rules. Don't talk on the mobile phone while you cross the road. The human brain can't do two things at the same time. And most definitely, don't listen to music while you are on the road. Not only will your mind be elsewhere, you will also not be able to hear approaching vehicles or horns. This is a world which is getting more and more crowded. With less space on the roads and more cars and people, we have no choice but to be cautious, responsible and law-abiding. We owe it to ourselves as well as to others. We have a responsibility to ensure that road accidents do not happen, that we follow the rules, that people don't get hurt, and we can ensure that we and others around us follow rules, that people don't behave irresponsibly, that people care about themselves and others around them. We can ensure that the roads become safer for both pedestrians and motorists. Let's take responsibility. Our responsibilities are to ensure that we follow rules and regulations, to ensure that we follow safety procedures, that we know and understand the rules of the road, that we know and understand road signs, that we know and understand the traffic signals, that we know and understand hand signals used by policemen, that we know and understand hand signals used by motorists, that we exercise caution and discourage rashness on roads.
Many of us do not know the fact that in India, every 4 minutes, one death happening on account of road accident. In fact, more than 130,000 people are dying because of the road accident. Through this program, we would like to bring down the number of road accidents by educating school children who are the future pillars of the society.
When on the road, you must follow the traffic signs and symbols. What are these signs and symbols? Well, there are road signs that inform and instruct. There are hand signals that are used by motorists and policemen, and there are traffic signals that help to control and direct the flow of traffic. Each of these signs and symbols have their own meanings, and it's a good idea to know them. Let's start with the road signs. These are mandatory signs. These signs give orders. Everyone must follow these instructions. This means no parking. You cannot park a vehicle within 100 meters of this sign. This is a no entry sign. You cannot enter this road from this side. This sign indicates that you cannot take a U-turn here. This one means you cannot take a left turn. This means you cannot take a right turn. This is a speed limit. The speed is shown in the center. You must drive slower than the speed limit. Another type of road sign is the cautionary sign, which does not give orders but alerts the motorists and pedestrians to road conditions. This shows an intersection of roads. This one shows a T-junction. The road ends at the connection of another road at right angles. This means there is a school ahead, so drivers must be careful because children may be crossing the road. Another kind of sign helps us by giving information only. These are called informatory signs. This means there is first aid available. This one means you can find a restaurant ahead. You can park your vehicle where this sign appears. And this is for a resting place. Let's talk about the traffic signals now. A red light means stop. The vehicles must stop before the stop line. A green light means you can proceed. When the light turns to amber after it is red, it means wait, you can proceed soon when it turns to green. When the light turns to amber after it is green, it means slow down because it will soon turn to red and then you will have to stop. When a motorist is using hand signals, this means you can overtake him. This means he will turn right. This signal shows that he wants to turn left. When you see this, it means you must slow down because the motorist in front is slowing down. In India, we always drive on the left side of the road. The right side of the road is for traffic to come from the opposite direction. So drive as far to the left of the road as possible and allow traffic from the opposite direction to pass on the right. While turning left into a road or lane, drive keeping as far to the left as possible. While turning right into a road or lane, drive keeping as far to the center of the road as possible. On one-way roads, drive only in the direction allowed. Also, do not drive the vehicle in reverse into a one-way street. Fire engines and ambulances must always get free passage. All other vehicles should move to the side of the road and allow them to pass. Always obey the traffic signal lights and the instructions given by the traffic policeman. If a policeman is giving hand signals, follow these rather than the signal lights because he may be handling an emergency situation. Intersections and signal points have stop lines painted on the road. Always stop fully behind the stop lines painted on the road. Use indicators for turning. To pass another vehicle in front of you, always pass or overtake them on their right side. The only exception is when the vehicle in front is trying to turn to the right. If he is occupying the center lane, he can be overtaken from the left side. Passing is not always allowed. Do not overtake unless the driver of the vehicle in front has signaled that you can overtake. On bends and curves in the road, on hills, or where there are obstructions that prevent a clear view of the road ahead. If the vehicle in front itself has started to overtake another vehicle, if it causes inconvenience or danger to any vehicle, do not cross solid lines while overtaking. You can only cross broken lines or dashed line dividers while overtaking. When another vehicle is passing or overtaking, the driver should not speed up or do anything to prevent the other vehicle from passing. Always slow down when approaching road corners, intersections, junctions, or pedestrian crossings. Do not enter until sure that such an entry will not endanger the safety of pedestrians or people in other vehicles. In any crossing, allow the vehicles already proceeding onto the crossing to go first. If there are no vehicles which have entered, then always the car approaching from the right-hand side road gets preference to cross first. Pedestrians get preference to cross first at crossings without signals or policemen to control traffic. Do not blow the horn more than necessary for safety. Continuous and unnecessary blowing of the horn is illegal. Do not blow the horn in silent zones such as hospital zones and schools. Pedestrians must use the footpath for walking. Use only the zebra crossing or subways and skywalks for crossing the road. Cross only when the walk sign turns green. Do not talk on the phone while on the road. Do not listen to music while on the road. Wear seat belts. Always alight from the left. Use indicators for turning. Use hazard lights to indicate emergency and unscheduled stops. Make sure that your clothing is not accidentally sticking out when you shut the door. No speeding. No driving after drinking. Do not talk on the phone while driving. Don't jump signals. Never open doors in the wrong direction where traffic is flowing. Do not cut across lanes. Do not stick out your hands or your head out of the window. Board the bus in an orderly queue. Never rush. If there are empty seats, sit. Do not move around inside a moving bus.
Never travel on the footboard of a bus. Always get off only after the bus stops. You should not stick out your hand out of the windows of the buses.
Children should maintain discipline inside moving buses and vehicles so that the driver's attention is not diverted.
Drivers too must be attentive while driving. He should not be talking on the phone or engaging in other activities. Wear helmets while traveling by two-wheelers, even if you are the pillion rider. Keep safe distance at all times. Do not cut across lanes. Make sure your dupatta or other clothing is not loose and fluttering. This can be extremely dangerous.
If you come across an accident where people need help, first call 101 for assistance and then report it to a policeman if there is one nearby. You can also report it to a police station. You can call these numbers.
Call for an ambulance if the injury looks serious. If the injury is minor, offer to take the person to a dispensary for first aid. Make sure that the victim gets enough air to breathe. Crowding around an accident will make it difficult for the victims. If in an accident the injured is unable to move by himself, do not attempt to move the person. You may injure him more seriously by trying to move him. Vehicles come with many safety features these days. Let's talk about some of the more important ones. In vehicles, seat belts are the first line of protection against injuries. Always wear seat belts. Seat belts are designed to keep passengers safe inside the vehicle. They hold back the wearer and prevent sudden forward movement when there is a crash. They reduce the risk that the passenger will collide with the steering wheel, dashboard, or windshield. Their design allows seat belts to give or yield during a severe crash so that the impact energy does not hurt the passenger's chest. This is how to wear the seat belt. Pull the belt slowly, extending across the body. Insert the metal tip of the buckle into the slot. Make sure that the belt is snug and that there is no slack. Even rear seat passengers should wear seat belts. Seat belts can also have what is called a pretensioner. Pretensioners pull the seat belt back to keep the passenger safe against the soft seat. They act almost instantly if there is a crash or even if brakes are applied suddenly. Airbags are air-filled pillow-like bags that inflate when there is a crash. The car uses sophisticated electronics to understand when a crash happens and immediately inflates the airbags. The bags inflate in a few milliseconds, cushioning the front seat occupants, and then immediately deflate again. This prevents the passengers from colliding against the dashboard, steering wheel, and windshield. Some cars also come with side airbags, which reduce the risk that occupants will hit the door or objects that crash through it. But remember, airbags do not take away the need to use seat belts. In fact, airbags work best when used in combination with seat belts, which help to keep you in place should a collision occur. Airbags can also injure by their own impact if the passenger is not wearing a seatbelt. Head restraints are extensions of the vehicle's seats. They project out behind the passenger and should match the height and position of the head. Their purpose is to limit head movement when there is a crash or impact from behind. This reduces the chance of neck injury. Crumple zones are the front portions of cars that have been designed to crumple when there is an impact. Although the car looks badly damaged after a crash, this is actually a safety feature that absorbs the energy during crashes without passing it on into the passenger area. So, although the front portion of the car itself crumples and deforms, much of the impact is not even felt inside the vehicle. Infant safety seats or child safety seats are seats specially designed to protect children from injury during collisions. They provide added protection to babies and children. Some of them are rear-facing. The child lock is a safety feature that prevents children or even adults from accidentally opening a door. Once the child lock is engaged and the door is shut, it can only be opened from the outside and not from inside the car. Rear view cameras show the driver a view of what is behind the car. This helps during backing up the car. Some advanced ones come with systems that measure how far the car is from objects such as walls or trees or even other cars. In older braking systems, if the driver suddenly braked hard, the wheels of the car would lock and the car would skid and slide over the surface of the road. An anti-lock brake system prevents a vehicle's wheels from locking during hard braking. This avoids skidding and allows the driver to maintain greater control. Very often, this helps in avoiding a collision. However, an ABS does not guarantee the ability to avoid a crash. The driver still may lose control when driving at excessive speeds or when turning too fast. So, the best safety measure in a vehicle is still a cautious and a law-abiding driver.
Toyota provides many built-in safety measures in their cars to protect passengers from injury and harm. The features we showed were demonstrated in a Toyota Innova.
It is our duty to help old people on the road. Sir, please sit.
Thank you.
When a senior citizen enters, make way and allow them to sit.
We should always help people who are challenged and need assistance. People who are less fortunate than us in their ability to perform daily activities. Remember, challenged members of society are productive.
Sir, please stop blowing your horn unnecessarily while you're at a red signal. One can only move when the light sign turns green. So please stop blowing your horn and wait until the car in front starts to move.
What do they make horns for then?
Sir, they make horns so that you can warn people in case of emergency, such as you are driving and someone comes in front of you without noticing you, or someone comes dangerously close to you. That is the reason the horn is there, not to hurry others in front. We should never blow a horn where it is prohibited, such as in a hospital, school zone, in a silent zone.
Using old vehicles pollutes the environment with hydrocarbon emissions. So ensure that the vehicles are fit for the road. Make sure that they undergo regular servicing and that they pass the pollution tests. There is no fun in disturbing others. It is not a matter of pride. Playing loud music or driving noisy vehicles disturbs everyone and no one is going to appreciate it. If you want to make your presence felt, do so by making a positive contribution to the world around you. Help others, help the elderly, help the physically challenged.
We should go beyond mere rules and regulations and be responsible members of our community. Be civil, be courteous, be helpful to others around you. Be aware of the perils and evils of recklessness and pollution.